Turning now to our panel here, three distinguished analysts, New York Daily News columnist and Lou Dobbs Tonight contributor, Errol Lewis, syndicated columnist and Lou Dobbs Tonight contributor, Miguel Perez, Democratic strategist, Lou Dobbs Tonight contributor, Robert Zimmerman, also a Hillary Clinton supporter, and as we refer to him, well, we'll just leave it at super delegate. Good to have you with us.
Thank you for the pass.
The idea that Senator Jay Rockefeller would make these statements, and if we may show our audience at home, McCain was a fighter pilot who dropped laser-guided missiles from 35,000 feet. He was long gone when they hit. If we may have this. When they get to the ground, he doesn't know. You have to care about the lives of people. McCain never gets into those issues. What's your reaction to that?
Cheap shot. This is what we ask all of our pilots to do. And I don't think that, it's fair at all.
How about you, Ron?
Well, just inaccurate, too. I don't know, number one, that there were laser-guided bombs back then.
Well, it turns out they weren't laser-guided at that particular time. At the early stages of the war when Senator McCain was fighting for his country.
And he did indeed find out what happens on the ground. He was shot down, and when he got to the ground, he was bayoneted and taken into captivity for 5 years. So it's not just factually inaccurate, but kind of a monstrously wrong
Senator
statement.
McCain says that the statement from the campaign saying that they don't agree with what Senator Rockefeller said. Senator McCain's campaign says that's not adequate. Senator Obama has to apologize for this one.
Yeah, I think, the trouble that surrogates have caused throughout this campaign, especially in the last few weeks, it almost suggests that there should be a gag order on all of them. Don't do us any favors. Yeah. Don't go out and freelance for the campaign.
It's worth noting that Senator Rockefeller did call and apologize to Senator McCain. Clearly, it was inappropriate and overheated rhetoric. It doesn't change the fact that Jay Rockefeller is one of the great members of the U.S. Senate and with great bipartisan respect.
Oh, I have no, by the way, I have always liked Senator Rockefeller. I think he is a terrific public servant.
Yeah.
I think that was an absolutely idiotic, stupid, reprehensible thing to say, and I don't think giving it a pass is adequate. I mean, that is.
He apologized for it.
I understand he apologized, but he is talking about a man who's serving his nation in uniform. That was an ignorant remark. Can we agree on that?
We both agree on that.
Let's see if we agree on the next one. Reports today that the advance team for Michelle Obama to Pittsburgh events, her coordinators were calling for more white people to be among those sitting behind Mrs. Obama. And all I could think about was all those old people who were sitting behind Senator Clinton, of which columnists made much over the course of the early stages of this campaign. How ignorant is that?
Well, this one we don't agree on totally. In fairness to the Obama team, obviously every event that you see a candidate up there they're engaged in staging. Staging goes back to the Boston Tea Party in our country, probably even before that.
Oh, for crying out loud. No, please don't bring in the Boston Tea Party.
I knew that would get a response. Look, I knew that would do it.
I'm in a generous mood tonight, but I'm not
I took a chance with that one. I knew it.
Okay, all right.
But let me just make
let me say this.
Okay.
Okay, you disagree with me. But my point is, if we have reached the point where the unifier has to be sprinkling racial diversity behind himself, or his wife must do so, or we have to worry about ageism on the part of Senator Clinton, who, by the way, is not the oldest candidate in this race. I mean, we're reaching a level of stupidity in the Democratic Party that is becoming breathtaking, because this is supposed to be a party of diversity. It's supposed to be a party of some sense, is it not?
It is a party of diversity. And you're seeing a level of stupidity nationally in both parties, but that's a second.
No, not right now.
Okay, we'll talk about the Democrats for a second. Let's talk about it.
McCain isn't even engaged yet, so we can't really get to the stupidity we know this to follow.
But in every presidential event that you see, you see standing behind the candidates, people who are young and old and of all backgrounds. They didn't just accidentally happen to be there. It goes back. This is part of the political process.
All right, how about this? Lanny Davis, writing in today's Wall Street Journal that Senator Obama still has many unanswered questions about his Reverend Wright, saying, quote, "Clearly, Mr. Obama does not share the extremist views of Reverend Wright. He is a tolerant and honorable person, but that is not the issue. The questions remain. What did he say? Why did he stay a member of the congregation? Why didn't he speak up earlier? And why did he reward Reverend Wright with a campaign position even after knowing of his comments?" What do you think?
I think if he doesn't answer these questions now, the Republicans are going to make him answer these questions. This cuts to the core of who's most electable. And if he doesn't respond to it, he's not going to be able to be electable.
Miguel?
Lenny Davis is spinning just like he usually does, but in this time he's right. I really think that there is concern still over why Mr. Obama didn't walk out of that church, and I think that, you know, obviously Mr. Lenny Davis is doing it because he supports Clinton, but this time he's right.
Errol?
I think voters are considering this asked and answered. When you look at the polls, which reflect something about where the voters are on this, Obama has opened up his widest lead and most sustained double-digit lead in the national polls over Senator Clinton. Apparently, people want to hear more about student loans and the problem with the mortgages and the crisis in Iraq than they want to hear about this question, because in that article, Lanny Davis doesn't add. Well, he doesn't add anything new. I mean, those who want an explanation have been asking for it for weeks. Right. What they've gotten, if it's not adequate, I don't know if demanding more is going to get it for them.
Well, here's the answer. The answer is Clinton, 50%, Obama, 44% in the latest Quinnipiac University poll, closing the margin in the critical primary state of Pennsylvania. And our poll results tonight, 83% of you say you don't think any of these presidential candidates will stand up for the middle class in the face of corporate interests. And guess what? Again, the reason I say you are all the smartest audience in television news. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you later. For all of us here, thanks for watching, and goodbye from New York.